On your best items. So how do we emphasize our best items to in the menu? So there are a couple of methods where how you can use it by using a photo. So you normally use only one photo of one particular dish on one page. That's normally the criteria. You should not use too many pictures on one page. With a fine description. Elements like ribbons, arrows are also used to highlight the items which you want to sell more, because people are attracted to the non-standard things. So if it's a list of normal fonts, if anything is highlighted, anything is put under ribbon, anything is shaded box or a border, eyes or people's attention will go there first. So you can sell your best items, right? Others that can bring attention to the certain menu item. So you can use anything, anyways, highlight, bold, italics. Usually not don't play around with the font size, sorry, but you should be using the borders, you should be using the color, you should be using the arrow, chef dishes, putting to the separate corner. You will see certain items, certain here you can see the items are being covered in a light shaded box to identify easier or mentioned separately, so that you can use them. The attention is going there specifically. So these are the example of how you can highlight. Things to remember while highlighting are the space requirements, because highlighting often take up the space. So your menu cover need to provide sufficient space, otherwise the menu will look too cluttered. Don't use too many times of highlighting, otherwise it will become messy. So and the effectiveness of highlighting will reduce. So on one page, not more than 2 items should be highlighted. Photograph increase the visibility, but it also reduce by a lot of pictures, and also it makes it look cheaper to if you use photos. So mostly the fine dining restaurants are not using pictures. You can use illustrations, however, not the pictures but the graphic illustrations. So that will help you in the picture. An example of using the pictures is shown here. You're using only one page, one panel, and then certain other items are highlighted in the boxes. One example of using the illustrations here. One more way of designing the menu is using the nostalgic feeling. So you are playing with the guest emotions. So how you can do that is you can use different approaches like nostalgic, geographic, branded, or sensory. So nostalgic means some geographic means using the name of the location where it has come from. For example, like Italian cheese or Napa Valley nachos here as you can see on the screen, or the name of the location of the ingredients or where we are located. So it's Delhi specials, for example. Nostalgic feeling means you are bringing the customer to the good olden days to connect with the customers of their own memories. So like for example, grandma's chazul red bean and rice. That is one way. Using the well-known respected brand names for the sauce and ingredients also reflect the quality, and it makes it credible for the customers to choose. Sensory adjectives that you can use like romantic or rejuvenate to generate a feeling of to generate the senses of the customers while they are reading the name of the items. uh, Arranging the items in the list. So there are normally groups of items like desserts, hot dishes, other ways or other groupings. So how do we arrange the list? So list order and size matters. So how does it matter? We should be putting them in the group. Don't make it too big or too small. The first few spots normally enjoy the most attention in that particular group. The last one also make it to the attention, but the middle ones are not getting a lot of attention. So you should place your best items on the top first two slots or in the last. Items just above the last item usually is the most ignored, so make the or make the list which is easier. Okay, the color, use your color to the advantage. Most some colors generate emotions, right? So usually you should be using the colors to your advantage, because colors affect our how we behave, how we respond to the menu in subconsciously. For menus, usually red and blue are generally thought to help trigger the appetite. So a lot of menus are using red and blue color so that the appetite is increased and you can order more. This is the usually a color palette. You can find it on the websites. How the colors are associated with what kind of emotions or subconscious behavior, and in which industry mostly they are used. So white is associated with sincerity, purity, is usually used in wellness, tech, or medicines. Pink is usually associated with nurture, warmth, and softness. It's usually used in beauty, toys, and lingeries. Red is usually with the activity, strength, excitement, is used in retail and health, so and so forth. So you can study a bit more about the colors so that you can design the menu with the font size of the colors. Use descriptive languages in your menu. So the menu items are the item names and descriptions are very important for your menu, so you should spend some time in crafting the good dish titles. For example, you can consider char grilled cold water lobster trail on the herb spun angel hair pasta with sriracha garlic vinaigrette. Compare with a normal generic title like pasta with lobster and spicy garlic sauce. So here is the different uh, way of titling the menu, which is make the menu looks more classic, looks more appetizing, looks more sensory. So you need to do a bit of research on how you can title your dishes in a more intrigue manners. Another tips on designing the menu is don't use the dollar sign and which makes the price distinctive. So here is an example of how you should do it. So here you will see the price is just more mentioned normally after leaving two spaces without the dollar sign, and in a normal scenario, so it's not listed as a separate column. So you should not be using that. Normally now a lot of menus are doing that mistake. That is not necessary. There is no scientific reason why we should not do that, but usually it's better not to highlight the prices. Use friendlier number, for example like 24.95, 50. Normally zeros 0.00 flag rigidness, 0.95, 0.75, 0.99 usually do friendlier, because most of the time the discounts in retail are associated with 0.95, 0.99, so it gives a psychological impact that they are friendlier, is flexible. So you can try to use this if it makes any impact. Size is also important of the page because of the first side. So if it's just very small, it will be very difficult for them to see. Sizing is so it should be normally the A4 is the ideal size for your menu. There are different typographies that you can use for your menu, so you can have a look at it. You can explore different typographies. It depends on your brand standards and the concept size. More casual will get more casual typography. The fine dining will use different typographies.